Hi, kids. Good to see you again. Now, today is a banger. I think you guys are going to really, really like this one because we're talking about warriors. It's very, very, very similar to when we were talking in Japan about samurais. Today, we are talking about knights. Now, my friends, yesterday we talked all about this guy named Charlemagne. And we talked about how great he was and how after the collapse of Rome, he came back and united all of Western Europe into this place called the Frankish Empire. But as you guys saw yesterday, once Charlemagne died, he had three doofus children who almost immediately allowed his empire to collapse and fall all the way back into those hundreds, literally hundreds of separate little kingdoms which wanted to fight with one another. Now, that is where the importance of knights really comes in. Now, today, we are going to be looking at the medieval knight. Why would they be such effective warriors? Now, to start off, I just want to show you guys what the process of arming one of these guys would look like. Because as you can already tell, this guy is covered head to toe in armor. So I just want to show you this quick little video of what it would actually take to get that armor put on. So enjoy, my friends. That's my home. It's in Long Beach. It's on the beach. That's me. That's called chainmail. I have some of that chainmail in my classroom. And this guy right over here, this guy's called the squire. He's the guy who's responsible for putting the armor on me. Those gloves are called gauntlets. And here comes the finishing touches, the neck guard, and finally, the helmet. Oh, that is awesome stuff. Now, I want you guys to think about this for a second. You see already that it takes a really, really long time for a knight's armor to be even put on. It would take upwards of around a half an hour, even just to have the squire arm the knight with all of the armor. Now, I want you guys to think of some other things that are either good or bad about armor. So take a second, think about it. Why would all that armor, first off, maybe be a good thing, but also why might it be a bad thing? Now, we'll start with the good stuff. First off, you saw from head to toe, that dude is covered. He even had the chainmail underneath, so that if for some odd reason his enemy was to stab him in between his armor plates, he would still be protected underneath. Literally, the only part of the only part of a knight that wouldn't be covered with armor is the tiny little eye slit. So in order to actually take out the knight, you would have to be very, very, very accurate with either your bows and arrows or your swords or your lances or however you're killing your opponent, maybe a mace, something along those lines. Now, that's the good thing about knight's armor, but the bad stuff, Now, first off, you can imagine how hard it would be moving around in all of that stuff. Um, it's not exactly like you can sort of like go dancing around in it. It's heavy, it's constricting. If you're fighting out in the middle of a field and it's even remotely hot, remember that is metal covering your entire body. If you've ever been in a hot car in the middle of summer, you know how that would probably feel if you were fighting in the middle of summer. All of that metal would get hot and you would be sweating like you could never even imagine. Now, in addition to that, I can imagine that you guys would be thinking, okay, wait a second, that stuff must weigh a lot. Well, my friends, you're right. That is literally made out of iron or steel, and a medieval knight's armor could weigh between 45 and 55 pounds. Now, there's some kids in my class that weigh 55 pounds. That is a very heavy suit that you have to trudge around with you as you go out and fight for your life. Now, imagine if you were to go out to PE and run the mile, and Mr. Gore or Miss Fabrica or Mr. Morel said, okay, yeah, you're going to go run the mile today, but here, you have to carry an extra 55 pounds on your back while you do it. You can imagine how miserable this would be. So these knights fighting, maybe it's even more impressive because not only they're fighting for their lives, they're also doing so with 55 extra pounds on their back. So my friends, what y'all are going to do today is you guys are going to look at this question: why are knights such effective warriors? We're going to be looking at knights basically over the next several days in order to discover our overall unit CHQ of were the Dark Ages really all that dark. These knights were fighting and fighting a lot during this time, so maybe this might be some more evidence as to why the Dark Ages were indeed very dark. Now, kiddos, simply do the reading, answer the questions, piece of cake. You guys know the drills. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Enjoy.